Hi there, how are you? Coming to you today with your class via video. Sorry I couldn't be there in person for today. And so we're going to start off with our still life. I have a vegetable here. It's going to be a red pepper. And so we'll start off with that. You'll have a different view in just a couple of seconds as soon as I'm done talking. And what we'll do is we'll start off with our 2-minute timer and do I'm setting the 2 minutes right now. So we'll do our 2-minute timer, and we're like we did that first day where we spend 2 minutes and all we're doing is we're looking at the object. We have one single line that we're only looking at the object itself as we're drawing with one continuous line. So that we actually don't look back at our paper. We're just going from, the contours around to the shadow, around to, for this particular thing, the center of it, and drawing it all out. And so don't worry about the accuracy and everything about that right now, because that will take time. But I do think that this is a good exercise to start off with. Okay, so ready? So you will need a piece of paper, a pencil, or actually, get out your sketch pad, the one that we started on that very first day. So turn it open to this next, to today's date. Whenever you get it done, class 2, whenever you decide to watch the video, and start off there. Do the drawing, and then for the first 2 minutes, the single line drawing, and then after that, then we're going to go into the next 15 minutes where you're going to go and add the shading and all the contours and all of that, and then afterward, then we'll go into what we're doing today. Okay, all right, so here we go. All right, so here is your pepper. Don't worry about the lines underneath. So, but what I want you to do is just start to grab your pencil and your paper, and I will give you a 2-minute countdown. And here we go, start. So remember that we're doing the stem of the pepper all the way around the outside, the shadow. And as you're drawing this, be mindful of, in a little bit, you're going to come in and shade everything. So where your lines will be, again, try not to look at your paper as you're drawing it. We want this to be just a full experience of memory and single line drawing. And like I said, once we'll start this, you'll get better and better as we go. So, and also think about, and I'm going to kind of point at some stuff right now, also think about like where the highlights are, because when you go back in and you add the shadows and stuff, you're going to want to know where all those are, the highlights here too, as you're drawing your lines. So I'm going to be quiet for a couple of seconds. We've got about 50 seconds left, so still have a little bit of time. And also remember that over here in this area, this is going to be the darkest part when you go into shadow, and so when you go into shade. And so we've got about 20 seconds left. And if you're done, just go ahead and wait, because we will go on from there. 5 seconds left. And you are done. Okay. So now what I'd like for you to do is spend the next 15 minutes, put me on pause, and look at this pepper and go in and add all the detail. Make sure again that this area right here is going to be your darkest area. Use the side of your pencil. Remember how we talked about keeping this part straight and holding your pencil like this and kind of coming around and shading it like right here. This is going to be shaded at an angle like that. Then you're going to have your lines coming down through here. Okay, so do that for the next 15 minutes. I'm going to put you on pause and I'm going to switch. I'm going to switch over to our next project after that. So once you're done with your shading, you can start back up again and just flip your page on your drawing pad. Okay, here we go. All right, so we are on to the next step. So again, flip your page over. We are going to learn a little bit about, if you think about when you have a piece of paper and you're filling it up with space, when you're filling it up with drawings or paintings or whatever, there's certain things that you do, you know, and I know that you guys already know about horizontal lines, vertical lines, filling in, you know, horizontal lines, vertical lines, diagonal lines, filling in space with hatching and cross hatching and that kind of thing. And so I'm going to show you a little bit. I have a friend who does something called micography. And we're going to do an exercise where you take the phrase by Edgar Degas. It's art is not what you see, but what you make others see. Okay, so I wrote it out. Art is not what you see, but what you make others see. And I have a friend, her name is Meclina Priestly. She spends her time between here and Baltimore, Maryland, and she does something called micography. And so she does paintings of different people with the backgrounds already filled in, but what she does is she takes words and she fills in, instead of painting lines, and I don't know if you can see this very well, but she takes words and she fills them in, and those words are her lines. So this is Bob Marley, and then she's got another one here. Let me see if I can get the lighting better. That's not, I'm sorry that it's not that good. But you can kind of get the idea up in here. There's another one. I'll make it closer to you. There we go. Whoops, sorry. Here, let me flip my iPad back this way. So you can see that those are words. Let me actually go back to this one. So you see how those are words, right? And the Bob Marley, those are also words. All right, so I'm gonna go there. And then this is all people that she thinks is people who inspire her. So all of these words, so here's another one. And all of those are words instead of lines, right? And here's like a close-up of what she does. And so what I want for you to do, today's exercise is going to be taking the phrase, art is not what you see, but what you make others see. And I drew out an ice cream cone, right? And you can do it whatever way you want. I drew the outline of an ice cream cone. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and we're all actually going to take this phrase, art is not what you see, but what you make others see. And so I'm going to take this first part, my Sharpie marker, and you can do yours with pen or whatever you think is your favorite, not pen, but pencil. And I'm going to do, so there's my A for art, right? And then I'm going to give it a little There's my cross for my A. And then over here, I'm going to start with right. There's my R. And here's my T. Art is, and so what I'm doing is I'm taking the ice cream. You know, like ice cream has like the lines that go around it, especially if you have the soft serve, not the kind with the scoop, but the kind where you pull the handle and it goes around, around, around like that. So that's what I'm attempting to do here. Art is I'm taking those lines. Art is not what, right? So there's my W. And then I'm going to come over here and go. And so I'm taking, again, the letters and I'm going to write it back and forth this way to fill it out. And so at the end, it is still going to say art is not what you see, but what you make others see, but it's going to look more like an ice cream cone. And so my project for you guys today is to come up with your own idea, still use this phrase, and it could be anything that you could think of. It still has to, like, not like, it has to look like an image. You have to kind of wonder, like, okay, is that an ice cream cone or are those letters in there? And I know that, you know, Meclina does an amazing job at this. I think that this is something that is a great opportunity to just kind of learn how to fill in space. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do my H. And fill this in. And you know what? And if I need more space, or if I need to write it twice, I can totally write it in there twice and see what that looks like. Art is not what you see, but, right? So there's my B, but what you, right, make others see. And I can go back in and see how, like, I have this, like the bottom part of my, so see how I have the bottom part of my my ice cream cone to fill that in, right? So I have C. And so what I can do again is I can write it one more time. And so, and then that would be more like so like this is more of like how the ice cream flows. Now I'm going to try and make it more where it looks like the waffle cone at the bottom. And so that's kind of the idea that I would like for you guys to do. So go ahead and work on it on yourself or by yourself. And, you know, you could use a pencil For this particular one, if you want to fill it in with, colored pencils, or I would stick with really just colored pencils or crayons if you choose to. I know that colored